Hello, everyone. My name is Tim Silverwood, and I'm thrilled to be giving this presentation today virtually, as much as I would like to be there with everyone in Busan, perhaps next year. I would, of course, like to start by thanking the organisers of the World Ocean Forum Organising Committee for selecting me to give this presentation. I'd also like to pay my thanks to the Ministry of Fisheries and Oceans and Busan Metropolitan City. I think this theme this year of the future of everything, ocean transformation, really couldn't be more fitting for me, my organisation, and my passion for protecting and conserving the ocean. And what a thrill to be helping to set the stage for the Ocean Startup Session. I am so passionate and so driven to support innovation that can help to transform the ocean. In fact, that is very much the mission of Ocean Impact Organisation, is to transform ocean health through inspiration, innovation, and good business. So let's get started. I really wanted to start by explaining a little bit about who Ocean Impact Organisation is. We're down here in Australia, in Sydney, and we're Australia's ocean impact innovation ecosystem and startup accelerator. We want to help people start, grow, and invest in businesses that positively impact the ocean. Whilst we're based down here in Australia, we have a global reach and hopefully some opportunities that might interest those of you who are working in ocean innovation and startups for the ocean. To help set the stage, I really wanted to emphasize the importance of everyone collectively looking at the ocean through a different lens. We live on planet ocean. We call it planet Earth, but in my eyes, that's naive. Because of course, when we look at our beautiful planet from space, it is a blue marble in the vast expanse of black around us. And of course, as far as we are aware, this is the only planet that we know of that harbours life as we know it. There is no planet B, and I'm sure you'll agree with me that we are simply not doing enough to conserve and preserve the beautiful biodiversity that we share this pale blue marble with. 70% of the Earth's surface is blue, the ocean. There is far more habitable space beneath the waves than below it. We must start looking at our future decisions through the lens of planet ocean. I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about my journey into ocean conservation. We actually had last year at the forum the CEO of Take 3 for the Sea giving a presentation. Well, that's the new CEO. I'm actually one of the co-founders of Take 3 for the Sea, which we established back in 2009. And I'd hoped to go and present about Take 3 for the Sea at the forum in previous years, but alas, didn't have the opportunity. If you haven't heard about Take 3 for the Sea, it's an organisation with a simple message to take 3 or more pieces of plastic away with you when you leave the beach or a park or a city, anywhere, because the ocean is, of course, downhill from everywhere and has become the sink for our plastic waste. My aha moment was way back in 2007 when I was traveling the world as a surfer and a snowboarder. And I found myself in the Himalaya in Indian-administered Kashmir, where this scene was taking place. I found that all the rubbish being generated in a small mountain village was being dumped over the side of a mountain. So I knew at this point I had to do something. I could not stand back and allow for our plastic waste to harm wildlife, to end up polluting the ocean I love so dearly, and to threaten the very existence of our species. So I set about something of a personal crusade that led me to doing TED Talks, featuring in documentaries, traveling all around the world, spreading my message of action to address the problem of plastic pollution. And the real centerpiece of my crusade was, of course, forging Take 3 for the Sea to become a global organization where people all around the planet would pick up a few pieces of plastic and share that with the world, inspiring many, many thousands of others. It is one of my most proud achievements as an environmentalist, particularly the huge number of young people we were able to educate and inspire. I'm sure you'll agree with me, if we are to have a future, an abundant and sustainable future, we must engage our youth and our future leaders. So when I looked at the plastic pollution problem after many years working on this issue, I looked and said, gee, we've gone a long way here. We've engaged and inspired many people. The issue has become mainstream. People all around the world are talking about the problem, but it doesn't seem to be getting that much better. We'd got people engaged, communities and local action was taking shape. There was some policy shift, but why couldn't we solve this problem at that macro level? And I realized that there was huge limitations with just relying upon local people, community action. We needed big business to take charge and lead on these ocean challenges. At the same time, my eyes were being opened up to the broad range of challenges that were facing the ocean. It's not just about pollution. How are we going to use the ocean to feed 9 billion plus people? How are we going to address the diverse other challenges that are out there? Not just overfishing, habitat loss, coastal development, the industrialization of the seas, coral reef loss, losing our kelp forests, deep sea mining, ocean acidification and ocean warming. The list goes on. So as I was reaching the end of my decade of building and leading Take 3 for the Sea, I was getting a little indication that there was something more I needed to be doing. And that came in the form of looking at how we could trigger and build more innovation, more investment in the ocean through supporting startups. And that is really what I'm passionate about today. How can we turn the ocean from being a victim and the source of all these problems into a source of opportunity to turn things around and truly create an abundant and sustainable ocean for us and future generations? And I have a bit of a vested interest in this because, as I said before, I'm a surfer and I want to make sure that for many more future generations to come, we can enjoy a pristine sea. So I mentioned before that Ocean Impact Organisation is based down here in Australia, global mission. What we're hoping to do is to accelerate 100 ocean startups in 5 years. And in doing so, help to put Australia on the map as a leader in accelerating ocean solutions. And one of the ways we do this is through this global initiative called the Ocean Impact Pitch Fest. It's my hope some of you may have heard about it and may have even applied. This year, we ran the campaign with $150,000 worth of cash prize, including $50,000 for the winner. There was runners-up, and we also had spotlight awards. We also ran a campaign called Generation Impact to help drive interest and support for those young innovators out there who are on their journey to become future leaders in ocean innovation. And I can tell you that the campaign this year went incredibly successful. We had 215 applicants from 45 countries, and the solutions out there just blew my mind. It really makes me get up out of bed every day with energy and enthusiasm, knowing people out there all around the world have created these remarkable solutions and are looking to scale them. We had this year some major statistics around the level of progress that these startups had had. Whilst last year we had seen significant investment in those startups, across the 215 applicants this year, over 350 million US dollars collectively had been invested in these startups. So it's a really strong sign of what's happening globally to drive innovation for the ocean. We're part of a coalition called 1,000 Ocean Startups, who are looking to foster this support ecosystem for startups across the world. Imagine that, 1,000 ocean startups supported and accelerated in the next 10 years. It truly is an incredibly exciting time. You can see on the screen just some of these pitch videos that we received from startups around the world like this one, who are looking to use insects to feed people via aquaculture. Now, if that's not a better way of treating the ocean than harvesting all that biomass to turn into fish meal to feed fish, then I don't know what is. And these guys looking at the problems of paint being made of plastics and therefore creating all these microplastics when we're going out and servicing steel structures like bridges and rigs. All that blasting just creating a cloud of microplastic. These guys, Panovo, have actually created a vacuum system to suck up the microplastics when you're doing the servicing of these facilities. So as I was saying before, just inspirational solution after inspirational solution. Here's one from Australia, the wonderful team at Sea Forest down in Tasmania, who found an endemic seaweed called Asparagopsis. You can see it there. And when you feed Asparagopsis that's been grown and dried, only a handful of this Asparagopsis seaweed, when fed to cows and other livestock, can decrease their methane emissions by 90%. We know that the livestock industries are huge drivers of carbon emissions, contributing to the climate crisis. Imagine if seaweed was the answer to reducing their carbon emissions. It really does inspire me to understand just how many solutions are out there waiting in the ocean for people like you to come and develop these scalable solutions and, of course, may be able to accelerate your impact. I mentioned before the young 35 and under inspiring innovators from Australia that formed the Generation Impact Incubator this year. That's the finalists. The winners will be announced on the 4th of November. So just in sort of wrapping up this conversation today, I hope that as leaders in the ocean conservation space or as future visionaries, you can start to see there's an opportunity right now to change our perceptions. Yes, the ocean is a victim and we must do more to drive policy change and corporate responsibility and civil society. But can we, through innovation and new technologies and new investment, see the ocean as a solution? We desperately need to turn our perceptions from the sustainable option being a cost or a compromise to sustainability as being profitability. When we get that right, you just watch how fast things turn around and how much positive change we can create. And for us, we feel it's very important that we move away from these silos of industry and technology-based ecosystems and look much more at being multidisciplinary. How can we create these innovation ecosystems built on passion and a clear overarching vision? When we get this right, we can help foster so much positive change for the planet. So that's a little bit of a setting of the stage from myself, Tim Silverwood, down here in Australia, wishing I was there with you all, networking and learning all about your inspiring solutions. I hope you can reach out to us and you can be part of our future programs. We are here, we exist to help people start, grow, and invest in businesses that positively impact the ocean. And I hope that means there's an opportunity for you in the future. Thank you all for your time and enjoy the remainder of the forum.